Hi, everyone. I'm Josh Ledgard from KickoffLabs, the audience growth platform where we help you quickly set up lead capture, viral giveaways, and product launches where fans become influencers and you grow your business over time. Today is the last part of our series on startup validation. We're going to talk about the launch campaign. There's enough of a difference between validation and launch campaign where a launch campaign could be an entirely new video series. And if there's enough interest in that after this video series, we'll consider putting one together. Just let us know by following, liking, adding a comment to any of these videos on the startup validation series. In the last video, I talked about some scaling tactics in terms of doubling down on lead generation that works, getting referrals, and generating engagement with a KickoffLabs style campaign. But to really get serious about your launch campaign, you need to set a goal. Having a sales activation goal in mind is key. So if your goal is $1,000 in sales in the first month, for example, you know how many customers you need to get $1,000 of sales. Once you know how many customers you need to make purchases in that first month for $1,000 in sales, you need to work backwards. But how do I work backwards? What percentage of people on my launch list are going to activate or purchase within the first month? It really varies, but we've done a lot of follow-ups with customers who've launched on KickoffLabs, and customers tell us that between 5 to 12% is a really good activation rate in the first 30 days from a launch list. That's a really big range. So for planning purposes, as an engineer, I would always tell you, pretend you've only got 5% activation rate, or what if it was only 3% activation rate? And again, this number really varies because it depends on the cost of your product, what you're actually launching with, how the actual product functions and performs at launch. But let's say you're expecting 3 to 5% to activate on the low end in the first 30 days, then how many leads do you need on your launch list to get to $1,000 of sales or $10,000 in sales or whatever you've set for your target? That's your target for leads. So you want to run your launch campaign for at least as long as it takes to get to that many leads. And by this point, you've done enough validation. You should know how much effort or dollar amount is required per lead. So whether it's you posting in communities, whether it's you blogging, guest posting, going on podcasts, or just spending dollars on Google and Facebook, plan to spend it, know what your number is, and go for that number. Now, you've probably also started product development, but what if you are 6 months away from launching? Do you keep a pre-launch campaign going? How long is too long for a pre-launch campaign? There is not an answer where it's too long. The campaigns that fail launch are the campaigns that did the following. So they set up a pre-launch campaign. They have an initial flurry of advertising and promotion in the first month of their pre-launch campaign. Then they don't send a single update or do anything to engage us for 5 to 6 months. 5 to 6 months go by, even if they've got 10,000 people on that launch list and they email the launch list, the activation rate is going to be miserable because everybody will have forgotten who you are, why they got on the list in the first place, what this thing was. You're just not top of mind anymore. You've got to basically imagine you've started the engagement process again. So that first launch email that they got after 6 months of not getting any other communication from your business is just basically the first time they've heard of you again. And you've got to go through all the effort. So the people that are successful, they run a launch campaign for 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, are the people who are sending regular updates every other week or every week. You should have a cadence of updates of emails that goes out to the entire list during this time, that's encouraging them to give feedback, that's sharing your progress, that's talking about people that have earned rewards through the process. Then anyone that's referred 2 to 3 friends, get them into a private VIP group that you manage in Slack, Facebook, or Discord. This is your opportunity to get more engaged with them and bring them into the product development process to have a chance to talk to you and your team more easily so that they can be part of your launch plan. These people end up turning to affiliates and influencers after you've launched. So we've run tons of campaigns where people say, wow, I found these people in my industry. I didn't even know they had a popular blog and they're able to drive tons of sales. And found them because they referred a couple of people on KickoffLabs. We invited them to a VIP group, and that just works. Now, ever feel stuck in a UI direction or launch feature prioritization? Pull your list. That's why you're building the list. It's another reason to engage them. That's one of your weekly emails. In one of the other weekly emails, ask people to sign up for more pre-sales calls where they talk to you about the product. Try and get past that number we talked about in the last episode of 10 committed customers. Maybe that should be 20 or 30 pre-sold customers. Maybe you've already reached your launch target, even though the product's not ready. That'd be great. But start having more of those sales conversations now. And I know what you might be saying. my product is too cheap or it doesn't make sense to do a one-on-one sales call for a $20 a month product. You're going to do a lot of things that don't sell in the first few months. Even if you're trying to build a breadth business that goes out at a lower monthly price point, you're still going to be doing things, and you should be doing things that don't scale that you might not be doing post-launch. But pre-launch, you need all of this feedback. You need all the commitments. You need all of these people turned into influencers as part of your product. You can also offer special edition, a badge, exclusive features for people that refer friends. And these are all opportunities to get more engagement, to get people boosting your list, to get them posting online about your product. The week and month leading up to your launch, you should be doubling down on your communication via email, social, private communities that you've set up. So all of these places, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that you are launching. For you, it's going to feel like over communicating. You're going to say, oh my gosh, people are going to leave our list. But if they were going to leave the list, they would have left anyway, and they're going to leave, and they probably weren't going to buy your product. You would rather be accused of over communicating than under communicating because your business depends on it. So over communicate to the people on the list about your launch. Remember that your launch doesn't just go through that week of launch and the email you said that says, now it's ready. You might do an early access program first for those people that you pre-sold, get in early. And then even after you launch, the actual launch campaign should go on for another 1 to 2 months. Or, oh, you missed the launch discount? Here's a deal that's almost as good. And we just launched another feature. So now you might want to sign up. So think about the series of emails and the communication that you're going to have with your customers in the next 1 to 2 months post the actual launch date as part of your launch. It should all be part of it. Again, lots of ideas. I could make a whole nother class launching based on what we've seen with our customers, but I hope you've enjoyed this series. I hope I gave you a good head start on your launch plan. And if you have any questions, feel free to post a comment in a video, send us email at support@KickoffLabs.com. And if you want to run your launch with us, we'd be happy to help and give you our 2 cents. Just write in and ask for a video review of your campaign and your plan, and we're happy to do that for our customers. I've always believed that technology can and will be copied. If you build a successful product, somebody will attempt to copy it. One of the things that's harder to copy is the experience of using your product, the experience that people get through sales, through support, through everything else that you're doing as part of it. That's why we want to be your launch partners. We want to help you get going, help you get the door, and we want to help you sell first 1,000, 10,000 units of whatever it is that you're selling. I look forward to working with you. I am Josh at KickoffLabs.com. If you enjoyed this series, subscribe to YouTube, leave a comment, tell us you want to see the series on the launch campaign. And go to KickoffLabs.com, sign up for an account, try us out today. Can't wait to help.